Got me a bag, yeah, I need a leg, yeah, we bout to turn up. How this shit in the city, yo, who fucking with it, yeah, we bout to burn up. Wanna show a feature, we sell out the bitches, so please get your funds up. We bout to up 1 year, that's what you call a come up. It's the come up, baby.
Yo, we back at it again for another episode of Keeping It Real on the Come Up. I have a special guest in the building with me today. And no, she's not an artist. She's not rapping or not singing. She's actually giving out game and giving out mentorship to everybody out there. Definitely is a pillar in the community. Definitely somebody that I'm glad to be acquainted with now. I'm interviewing today. I'm glad to be interviewing her. She's definitely out there, like I said, doing a lot of things for the community. With that being said, can you guys give a round of applause for the founder of Ezra Enterprises LLC, Mrs. Lauren Pitts.
Thank you.
How you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you all for having me on the show. This is just another step in, future success for our business. So I'm really, really glad to be here.
And glad to have you in here. Definitely been a busy time, but glad to have you in here. Glad to you take your time out to come talk to me today.
Yeah, of course.
Feeling special today. So let's talk about it though. So definitely let's know. Who's Lauren Pitts? Who are you? What are you doing?
So my name is Lauren Pitts, and like you have mentioned, I'm the owner and founder of Ezra Enterprises. And no, we are not a franchise. This is my baby, right? This is something that I've birthed. It started off with the vision back in 2017. I was in Pittsburgh in a really kind of isolated time in my life. And I was reading this book of that kind of broke down like the different books of the Bible. And I opened it up and it came to Ezra, right? And so when I opened it up and it came to Ezra, it was like this voice that told me Ezra's Enterprises LLC, just like that, right? I just heard it. And at that time in 2017, it was obviously not the vision that it is today. I just had the name. God gave me the name. And so from that, I established the company as an LLC in 2019. And then at that time, it was really more of career development. So doing resumes and helping people prepare for interviews and stuff like that. But then throughout my journey with different careers, it kind of expanded, right? And so now we have 3 different service areas, which are higher education services, career services, and then entrepreneur services, which is our Be Your Own Boss program.
Okay, cool. So I know you say you started back in you got the vision back in 2017. Mm-hmm. So what led you to Pittsburgh, and then what led you to the vision?
Ooh, what led me to Pittsburgh? So if I'm just 100% honest, I was considered a job hopper, right? And so going back to my background, when I was younger, all I wanted to do was be a teacher. That's all I wanted to do. So I went to college to pursue a teaching degree. I went to Lincoln University, first HBCU, Langston Hughes, Fredrick Dougals. Those are some of the people that went to the school. So I went to school to be a teacher. Have degrees in English and education, graduated top of my class, did really well. But guess what? There was a test called the praxis that teachers must take. And I'm not a strong math person. And I could not pass the math portion of the test. Yeah. And so I eventually passed it. But at that time, like when I passed it, I was already graduated. So I did not get the opportunity to student teach. And so graduating from college, I was devastated. I'm like, what am I going to do with my life, right? And so through that, like all through my 20s, I was kind of just job hopping because I really didn't know what I wanted to do. But an opportunity presented itself for me in higher education. And so I started doing higher education admissions, helping adults get back into school, right? So
kind of like what's the class they call when you first get into college? It's almost like preparing you for college, but it's a college class that you take at college.
So I didn't teach at the college level. It was admissions. So it was admissions, and I was having conversations with adults that were like, hey, I want to do something different. I want to go back to school, right? Okay. And really guiding them through the different programs and just really exploring their goals and figuring out a path for them to get there, right? To be able to explore their higher education needs. So that's kind of how I got into higher education. Worked at a couple of different schools. I also did financial aid at a school in Pittsburgh, and that's how I actually got to Pittsburgh. One of my former bosses called me and was like, hey, you know, I have this position. And so I just upped and moved. Never had been to Pittsburgh before in my life, right? Moved up there and did financial aid, and that was that. And so, but like I said, being in education, I've been in education for 17 years, right? So I taught when I was in undergrad, I actually taught in Spain, right? So I went to study abroad and I taught in Spain, you know, students that were ages 3 all the way up to high school students.
How was it, in Spain?
It wasn't my first choice. I actually followed my friends. They wanted to go to Spain, and then they didn't get all the credits that they needed to go, and so I ended up going by myself. I actually wanted to go to Kenya, but still haven't been there yet. So.
Yeah. Okay. So how was it in Spain though? Like, was it different? I mean, I know it's different. It's different.
It was different. It was different. You know, obviously the dominant language was Spanish, and I've been taking Spanish since about 7th grade, so I do pretty well with Spanish, with speaking it. But it was not, like I said, it was not my first choice to go. No, and I won't ever go back.
No, that's good. So you got into the mentorship, you're helping adults out. 2019, pandemic time. How was it during the pandemic time?
Pandemic it kind of, you know, like I said, I established the business as an LLC in 2019. And so I really didn't, it kind of lay dormant, to be honest with you, up until this year is when I was like, you know what, I'm going to quit my full-time job and I'm going to go hard for my business. And so, because one thing about entrepreneurs, and I know other entrepreneurs can probably relate to this, once you have a vision, and once you recognize your passion and what you're supposed to be doing, you can't just put it down and leave it. It's going to always come back around. Yeah. So you always have to do it, right? And so, you know, I experienced that a lot of times in life this is my 5th business that I've came up with. And so it's just a part of me. And any entrepreneur, true entrepreneur, they understand that. Because I've had these conversations with entrepreneurs all the time. And they're like, you know, like I say, one of my questions when I ask them on a free consultation, I say, well, how long have you been wanting to do this? It's 5-10 years, right? And I'm just like, well, what has stopped you, right? And so I think that's a common denominator that most entrepreneurs have if they're a true entrepreneur.
Do you think it's more so just the financial standpoint that will hold a lot of entrepreneurs back, or is it just a lot inside their head?
I think a lot of it is people think they need a lot of money to start a business, right? But I'm proof that that's not true. And so I think it's a mixture of thinking they have to have a lot of money or not knowing where to get the money from to start their business. But then I also think it's the lack of knowledge of knowing how to start. Mm-hmm. And so that's where our Be Your Own Boss services really come into play, because we lay all of those foundations, right? Mm-hmm. We build websites. We build their business plan. We establish their business with the state, right? What else do? We do financial planning with our clients. We provide them with a ton of different technology resources that they can actually use. That's actually a workshop that I do. It's called Technology Resources for Entrepreneurs, to where I can go into an organization and say, like, hey, here are all of the free technology platforms that you can use right now in your business to create success, right? So a lot of, and not to knock people that use Cash App to do transactions, but if you want to level up, you need to have an invoicing platform, right? And there's some that are out there that are free, right? So why not use them?
So is Zelle considered a invoice platform?
No. So I mean, and I mean, I don't know. I can't. Let me take that back. I don't want to say no, right? I have not used Zelle as invoicing. To my knowledge, there is not a way to invoice. There may be. I don't know.
Okay. But, so I know you can't give all the sauce out. But what would be one website, if you could, or one platform that you could, that they can use for free?
Yeah. So I use Zoho. Zoho has a CRM. It has the invoicing. It has accounting software, calendars, bookings. So that's what we use in our organization because it just comes with all of these, ready available things for entrepreneurs that are free, right? That, like if you don't have a huge staff of people, that they can go in.
It's all the basically it's your staff for you.
Yeah. So it's
Zoho.
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 Zoho. Yeah.
Zoho.
I don't know what kind of company it is. It just meets the needs.
It meets the needs though. They know them type of people know what we need. So
yeah.
So Miss Pitts.
Yes.
I know you got the products. It's 3 products on you and that you offer, right?
So not products, we have services.
Services. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Services.
Yeah. So we do have 3 different service areas.
Okay.
That offer sometimes products like a resume. That would be a tangible product. But yes, we have 3 different service areas.
Okay, so on the 3 different service areas, do you mind explaining each one?
Sure.
And what they can tend to help the next person out?
Sure. So our first service area is our higher education services. And so what really sets us apart, our organization apart from other what are called college advising services, is we don't just focus on 4-year institutions, right? So most college advising services will just, try to push people or meet with students that are interested in a 4-year institution. Well, we don't believe that college is for everyone, right? So everybody may not want to go to college. Everyone may not be college material, right? And that's kind of proven, right? Because of dropout rates, right?
Yeah.
And so what we do is we offer free consultations to meet with our students if they're pursuing higher education. And we kind of discover what they want to do. So as an example, my son wants to be a barber. So I wouldn't try to push him into a 4-year degree, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, if he wants to be a barber, let's look at some institutions or places you can go to pursue that goal, right, as far as education. So we really try to understand what higher education looks like to each individual. Right.
Yeah.
And so that could look like right now we have, I used to work for a software development company that provided a 14-week software development boot camp, right? 14 weeks, and students were coming out making $60,000 after 14 weeks. Mm-hmm. And so why take someone that can complete something in 14 weeks for $16,000 and put them through a 4-year school where they have to get all of this debt? Mm-hmm. So we try to make sure that we're with our clients, making the best decisions for them based on our knowledge and expertise in all of these different areas to make sure that they're getting the best education, quality education, but for a good budget as well. Okay. And so those conversations now also too, what kind of separates us out as well is, like I said, we look at we do military as well. So we have a military specialist on our staff. So if students want to go into the military, we have someone who work with them. But then also we don't just cater towards high school students, right? Most people just cater towards high school students. We look at adult learners and graduate students. So if a graduate student is looking for their next step to go get their graduate degree, we will do that research and help them through that process.
And there's no criteria, so anybody can come in.
Anybody can come, okay. Whether are you just now getting your GED, right? If you got your GED and you're like, hey, I need help with figuring out what my next step in higher education is, what that looks like. We'll help them. Or it can be someone that has a master's degree and wants to pursue a PhD. Doesn't really matter. Okay. So that's the higher education services. So with those services, we offer, we do major consultations for students that don't know what they want to major in. We do social media reviews. We do the college applications themselves. We help students with their FAFSA applications.
Wow.
And we do, what is the other one? It's right here somewhere. Oh, essays. So essays is a huge piece of the college application process. So we do edits and reviews, and we teach students how to write these essays as well. So those are all of the services that are under higher education. Then we move to the career, right? So career could be job seekers, anybody that's looking for a job, right? Now, I make sure that people understand that we are not a job placement. We do job or career development training. So if you need a new resume, if you need a LinkedIn profile, if you need, if you are undecided about what you want to do for a career, we do a career assessment as well.
And these are like tests that you will give out to them to kind of, or surveys to kind of just
well, it's
out.
not a survey. It's actually a 60-question assessment that will ask, their career specialist will ask them. And based on their results, they'll get 10 different areas that based on their results they could go into. And then we do that research to help them find an institution that could provide that for them. Another thing is institution research, which is I think the biggest one for higher education is like we don't want students making decisions about where to go to school based on reputation, the football team, their parents went there. Those are not good reasons to go to a school, right? So we do
more value,
exactly. We got to find more value in why we're wanting to spend 4 years and a lot of money to go to an institution, right? And so we do salary negotiations, we do interview coaching. So those are all of the services under career development. And then lastly, our Be Your Own Boss services. I touched on this earlier. We really create their business plan for people because I found that is a big problem for a lot of entrepreneurs. They don't have a business plan. So we create their business plans. We help them with their idea, their development of their idea to make it more profitable. Right. So that's something I'm really, really good at is like, okay, you have this idea. Let's see how we can scale it and make it even bigger. Right. So my little tag online is dream bigger. Right. And so I'm really, really good at doing that. And then, like I said, the technology resources, the websites, we do all of that. Yeah. So those are all of the service areas that we have.
Hey, y'all better tap in with her. I'm telling you, she got a lot of services to offer. I'm gonna tell you what else you should add.
What?
Artist development, man. A lot of artists, man, they might need you to come do some stuff for them. You writing all that, they need interview help. What they doing the interviews and all that. So, artist development.
Well, and that's the great thing about the business is that I'm a person that obviously I take everything that I know and I try to combine it because something that I will say about myself is I don't want to hold back any knowledge. I find that people know stuff a lot of times, but they don't want to hold. They want to hold on to it for themselves. Yeah. And I'm not like that. Yeah, gatekeepers. And I'm like, why are we doing this, right? If my goal is like, if everybody can operate in what their purpose is, we'll be good.
Yeah. I'm telling you. Good. Hey, but it does come with a price.
It does. It does come with a price, but we do. I will say that for individuals that want to go through our program, everybody is on a payment plan because I really believe in making sure that our clients are getting value, right? And so if clients keep coming back and paying each time that we meet with them, then that shows me as a leader of this organization that you're getting value.
Yeah, you're getting results.
And you're getting results, and it builds trust, right? And so that's very important. And, like I said, we have different payment plans that our clients are able to set the dates. So we don't set the dates for when they're going to do their next what is called a learning session. They determine that.
So it's almost like a non-contract base.
It's non-contract.
Pay as you go.
Pay as you go.
That's good. That's good. And so do a lot of people they come? What service sells the most? You think, or what service that you think people?
Yeah. So right now, honestly, like I said, we just kind of jump started really going at this in January of this year. So we haven't had any higher education clients, and we haven't had any. We've had Be Your Own Boss clients that wanted to go through it, but they couldn't figure out the payment part. So all of our clients up to this point have been our career clients, so job seekers. And what was your question? What were you asking me? Was that it?
Yeah. That was it.
Yeah. So just really the career development or career seekers. Those have been our main clients at this point.
Cool. So what are the goals and next goals as far as what you're trying to do is moving forward everything?
Yes. So this is definitely on our agenda. We want to get into schools, right? HBCUs. We want to get into high schools, community centers, because what we have is very, very powerful. And especially with the Black and brown communities, Hispanics as well, there is such a lack of knowledge in how to navigate the higher education system. And so I just did a workshop at one of the community centers here in Greenville, and the parents were just like, oh my God, I did not know all of this information. So for me at this point, at this stage in our business, is exposure. We want to get the exposure and get people the knowledge. And then if they are looking to get further help through going through our program, then we can provide that as well. But to me, I'm like, hey, we got to start with the foundations of getting you the knowledge and like getting the exposure, like our company getting the exposure for what we do, because we cover a lot of areas. But nobody knows, then we can't help it.
But they gonna know. To be honest, man, a lot of people need help just for getting the basics. A lot of people really don't know the basics. You would think a lot of people do, but they really don't know even just how to get an LLC or filing an EIN, DUNS number, all that.
And we do all of that. Yeah. We do all of that for our clients, so they don't have to worry about it. So what took me maybe 3 or 4 years to learn, somebody can get it in 8 weeks. Yeah. Seriously, you know? So that's the power of our program and what we're doing, especially for entrepreneurs.
Miss Pitts, I know all good things must come to an end. I hate to come to an end. You've been giving out some good information today, but we got to end the show. But before we end it, I always like to get a minute of motivation from my guests. So in a minute of motivation, if you don't mind dropping some jewels, just dropping some resource, some facts on the people to where they can end it off on a good note.
Okay, yeah. So what I would say is that if you know you're supposed to be doing something, everybody has a purpose. And if you know what that purpose is, and even if you don't know, come work with us so we can help you discover what that purpose is. But if you do know, follow your purpose, right? Because that saying, you'll never work a day in your life if you're doing what you love, that is very true. And so I just want to encourage people to figure out what it is that they love doing, whether that's singing, whether that's dancing, whether that's, running some other type of business or working for someone else. Everybody's not meant to have their own business, right? I do realize that as well. But whatever it is that you find pleasure in doing, pursue those goals.
Good. So, like she said, everybody ain't cut out to be no business owner. It ain't easy, but definitely follow your goals. Whether you want to be a doctor, lawyer, barber, anything it is, just follow your goals. Yes. So where could they find you?
You can find me if you wanted to have a conversation with me or call me for a free consultation. I can be reached at 864-373-3480. You can call me anytime at that number. Or you can go to our website, and it's listed right here. It's www.ezraenterprises.com. Or you can email me at info@ezraenterprises.com. So those are the ways that you can reach out. I'm not, our phone number is not set up to where you get a robot. I do not believe in that robotic thing, right? It's listed on our website, real people, right? So you're dealing with us, you deal with real people in real time, and we are going to stick true to that.
Real people, real time, real resources. So y'all make sure y'all tap in with Ms. Pitts and Ezra Enterprises LLC, man. Y'all make sure y'all go tap in with her. And make sure y'all follow me, man, Mel Lloyd, on Facebook, Keeping It Real on Facebook, Keeping It Real on Instagram, ComeupRadio Station on Instagram, and all other platforms. Also, make sure you download the app, the ComeupRadio Station app, on all devices. I don't matter if you got Android or Apple. Just go to the store, put it in, download it, and listen. With that being said, we'll catch y'all next time, man. Peace.
Just got me a bag, yeah, I need a leg, yeah, we bout to turn up. How the shit in the city, yo, who fucking with it, yeah, we bout to burn up. Wanna show a feature, we sell out the bitches, so please get your funds up. We bout to up 1 year, that's what you call a come up.